Hello everyone and welcome to Crypto Fork. In this video we are going to speak about the situation that's happening right now in the cryptocurrency market. We are going to speak about the support resistance levels of Bitcoin, Ethereum and of course Aptos. There is a lot of question about Aptos. We are going to speak about the people that right now is actually selling their Bitcoin. Who is this their people? What's happening right now with the miners if they are already actually accumulating or selling their Bitcoin. This is very important indicator. This is a historical indicator. Of course, we are going to speak about the Federal Reserve meeting that's going to happen next week and how it's going to affect. We're going to speak about the JDP, about the new JDP details that just released in the United States of America and how it's going to affect on the cryptocurrency market. We're going to speak about S&P 500. We're going to speak about liquidations, about the support resistance level. So guys, if you are watching my channel for the first time, click on the like button, click on the subscribe button. Let's make it together. Let's grow together, guys. If you have any questions or you want that I will make a technical analysis in the next cryptocurrency video, then just write it in the comment below. So let's speak about what's happened in the last week in the cryptocurrencies. The Bitcoin rose by 9%. The price of the Bitcoin is 22,900. Of course, about the support and resistance for Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Aptos, we are going to speak in the end of this video. But there are very important news that we are going to speak about them in the middle of this very important video. So the prices for Ethereum is 1,600 US dollars. It is very important to speak about Aptos because Aptos made 124 percentages, guys, just in 1 week. Huge gains for the people who is actually buying Aptos for the spot. But we are going to speak about the liquidations, about the crazy liquidations that even happening when Aptos is rising. And we are going to speak about the liquidations for Bitcoin that happened just in the last 24 hours because the market right now is very volatile. But there are very important news and very positive news that happening in the market in the last week. And I think that we are going to speak about and we are going to hear about very positive news that are going to release next week. Of course, everything in this video. So as we can see in the last 24 hours, 110 million of US dollars gonna wrecked. This is a very high number for a bearish market because in the bearish market there are not a high amount of traders. And guys, this is a very huge number. And look and on which cryptocurrencies this is the most highest numbers of liquidations. We can see on Ethereum, Bitcoin, and Aptos. My question is why people are actually opening with a large leverage on Aptos, because this cryptocurrency right now is very volatile. I will give you the support and resistance levels. Of course, guys, this is not a financial advice, but this is a very important liquidations and very important information that I want to give you in this video. So as you can see that in the last 24 hours, very high amount of longs gonna wrecked. But if you are seeing in the next 4 hours, we are going to see that a very high amount of shorts wrecked. It means that right now everyone is liquidated, and this is actually happening with these crazy moves on the Bitcoin. Let's open these hourly charts, and you can see that here in these crazy moves all the short positions are gonna liquidated, and in this dump long positions are liquidated. And this is very important, and this is why I'm telling you guys that in this volatile market it's very dangerous to trade with leverage trading with a very high amount of leverage of more than 10. I think that in this volatile market the max that you can trade with is actually x5. But again, this is up to you. This is not a financial advice, but this is very important. Of course, all this volatile, but we can see that we are at the same X section prices all in the last week of 23,000 US dollars, and everyone is actually waiting for this Fed meeting. We saw that actually the United States of America released a very, very positive news about the JDP, that actually the expectation of JDP of the United States of America of the growth was 2.6 percentages, but the economic of the United States of America is very, very strong, and we saw that we rise by 2.9 percentages. This is very, very positive, and all these people that actually speaking about the coming recessions, we can see that by the details that actually published, there is no recession, nothing is happening that actually have any clue with recession. We can see, guys, that everyone right now, by the way, the search for recession right now in Google breaking all-time highs. Everyone right now is speaking about bad news, about recession, about the details about what happening when the Federal Reserve is making the pivot that everyone is expecting for dump for the S&P 500. Of course, we are going to speak about the levels that we broke in the S&P 500. Actually, in S&P 500, we are already at 4,060. This is very, very positive, guys, for the market. And the expectation for the next Federal Reserve meeting that in February, that the Federal Reserve will rise the hikes by 0.25 BP and in March by 0.25 as well. This is very, very positive because by the history, if they are rising by 0.25, the next stop is not to rise the rates, is to pause with the hiking rates, and then of course they will make a lower rates maybe every month, maybe every quarter, but this is very important because I think, from my point of view, again, not a financial advice, that when the Federal Reserve is actually stop the hike rates or making lower hiking rates every meeting, it means, and of course, right now, by the details that published, we can see that we are controlling the inflation, and the inflation is lower and lower every month. We can see that all the situation with China right now is better. We can see that the ships right now is working. We can see that right now there are no more lockdowns in China, and this is very, very important for the market. One very important point is actually the point where we started to fall in S&P 500. At the moment that we are starting to fall in the cryptocurrency market is when the Federal Reserve is started to hike rates. This is very, very important. And right now, what's happening is actually the opposite, guys. It's actually the opposite. And actually, this is very, very important. So, of course, we are waiting, guys, for the next Federal Reserve meeting. Of course, click on the subscribe and the like button to be updated with the most important information about the things that happening right now in the cryptocurrency market and of course in the stock market. And another very, very positive news is actually the thing that Plan B is published. This is a blogger that have 1.8 million of followers on Twitter. By the way, guys, if you are still not following us on Twitter, then click on the like button and subscribe button, because we are publishing a lot of news on our Twitter as well. So actually, the very, very positive news that's happening right now in the market, that the miners are not selling anymore, and the people who is selling right now their cryptocurrencies, their Bitcoin, is actually the people who went right now to profits. And this is very, very important because when the miners are selling, they have a high amount of Bitcoin that they are actually collected in the past, and of course the Bitcoin that they are right now are making. So actually this is a very, very positive news for the Bitcoin. Maybe again this is just the beginning of a small bull market, of a small rally, but maybe because all this very, very positive news, maybe we are at the beginning of a new bull market that no one is actually expecting because of Federal Reserve. A lot of things are actually depends on the Federal Reserve next next decisions. This is very, very important, guys. So let's continue with a very important information with the technical analysis for S&P 500, for Bitcoin, Ethereum, and of course about Aptos. So we can see that in the S&P 500, we are finally broke this crazy resistance. But the most important thing that we are not just broke this level as we broke in December of 2022 is actually that we are much higher. We make a retest for these levels of 4,000 US dollars for S&P 500, and we went up. This is very, very positive because this resistance level, we touch it 1, 2, 3, 4. In the fifth time, we broke this level, and then we fell in the retest. And then we saw these levels of 3,700. But then we went again to this resistance, we broke it. Again, we fell to the downside. But what is happening right now that we broke again this resistance. We tested right now this resistance, that right now this is a new support for the market, and we went up from these levels. This is a very, very important. And if the Federal Reserve will really hike the rates just by 0.25 percentages on February and March, and then they will stop with the hiking rates, this is very, very positive, of course, for the Bitcoin, for Ethereum, and all the cryptocurrencies markets. So let's went to our Bitcoin. So we spoke about this support level that was actually a resistance levels. As you can see, when we broke this level, that was a resistance level that we touched already a few times, we just went to the upside. And this is very, very important because right now our support level is 21,700, 21,800 US dollars for one Bitcoin. But our resistance right now is 25,000. I think that when we will break this 25,000, we will see these accumulation areas as we saw here before. As you can see, and this is very, very important to understand what's happening here in the graph, because here when we are broke all these levels, a lot of short positions are opened by the traders, because when we are in this diapason for so long time, people are started to fear. The fear are coming to the markets, and then when we are seeing this dump, a lot of short positions are open, but actually they are liquidated in this crazy move to the upside. And this is very, very important because in all these situations, and we already spoke about that in the last video, all these situations are actually making fear in the market, then crazy dump to the downside. Long positions are liquidated, short positions are opened, and then these short positions are liquidated here. And this is very important to understand because right now we are seeing the same thing. We are seeing here how the short positions are liquidated with this move from 22,300 to 23,700. And then we see this actually accumulation zone for long time. Actually, when we will break, and this is very, very important, when we will break this diapason, I think that the next resistance is just 25,000 US dollars for one Bitcoin. I think that in 25,000, 28,000, 28, 30,000, this is the actually diapason of Elon Musk. This is where Tesla bought their Bitcoins. This is very important resistance levels. I think that a lot of people that waiting for 10 and 12,000 will open in this position a short position. A lot of short position will open in 40,000 and 41, 45,000, 50,000. And this is very, very important because I think that this is another trigger for this bull market, because a lot of short positions, a lot of people that actually open this short position all over 2022 and make huge amount of money. I think that unfortunately these people will lose this money in all the short positions that they are regulated to open, and that they will open in the near future when the Bitcoin will break all these diapasons. So again, The support level for Bitcoin is 21,800 and the resistance is 25,000. That I think that in the short term we will break this resistance, but everything is depending on Jerome Powell, all the Federal Reserve meeting, and the things that will happen in this Federal Reserve meeting. The situation here with Ethereum is actually the same as it was in the last video. We wrote this support and resistance levels. We can see that the next support level is just 1,300 US dollars for one Ethereum. The next resistance level for Ethereum is 1,700 US dollars. Everything is supposed to happen. I think that maybe it's really depends on how we are going to end this week, but the next resistance levels is 1,700 and just the next resistance is 2,200 US dollars. This is, I think that this diapason is when we are going to touch, and if we are going to touch this diapason of 28,30,000, I think this is the same levels when the Ethereum supposed to be at these levels of 2,200. Of course, a lot of questions in the comments below about Aptos, guys. If you want me to make a technical analysis in my next cryptocurrency video, just write in the comments below and I will read. I am reading all the comments. As we can see and as expected, our support level for Aptos was 10.5 US dollars. We can saw that this was at all-time highs in October 2022. But right now, our new support level for Aptos is 13 for one Aptos. This is very important to understand that the volume here was really, really low. So this support level of 13 is very, very weak, but this is a support level. If you're asking me if it's a good time to buy Aptos, of course, not a financial advice, guys. You can buy Aptos, but this is very important to understand that Aptos is a very good coin. Aptos, there is a huge hype on NFT, smart contracts, and all these things that happening right now. Actually, the same thing that happening with Cardano. Actually, the same thing that happened when Cardano went just from few cents, 5 cents, 8 cents to 3 US dollars. The same thing happening right now in Aptos. I think that the sky is the limit for the next bull run for Aptos because the economics here is very, very good and there is a lot of hype. There is a lot of developers on Aptos right now, but from the short diapason and the midterm to make x2, that the Aptos price will be 34 for one Aptos. This is a huge amount already for the market cap for Aptos. Guys, thank you for watching this video. Click on the like button, subscribe button. Of course, if you have any questions or any coins that you want me to make technical analysis, then write in the comments below. Thank you for watching this video. It was Crypto Fork, and see you in the next cryptocurrency video. Bye bye.